We know that the embattled businessman Alfred Agbesi Woyome has told the Attorney General that her steps towards the auction of his property at Pehe here in Accra is unlawful. In a reply to a notice sent by the Attorney General to Mr. Woyome some 2 days ago, lawyers for Mr. Woyome described the action by the Attorney General as, quote, a booby trap. And we will be joined shortly by Fred Smith with a copy of the letter of the lawyers for Mr. Woyome. Now, what you're seeing on your shots right now is the building that is supposed to be auctioned by the Lands Commission and the Attorney General to defray the cost of the 2014 judgment, which was set out by the Supreme Court in that case involving Martin Amido and the Attorney General against Alfred Agbesi Woyome. So that's the details we have for you right now. That's the building in question. We tried getting some word from their lawyers. They were unable to speak to us, but they've been able to furnish us with a copy of their response to the letter signed that I read to you yesterday by the Deputy State Attorney yesterday. Fred joins me now in the studio. You are looking at him there in front of the house at Kokomlemle, Pehe Kokomlemle here. We will bring you the details shortly, but remember that this matter is one that has lingered for quite some time now. You would recall that the question of the 51 million Ghana cedis, which was supposed to have been reclaimed by the state after the ruling in 2014, has taken a lot of time. In fact, last year, the businessman himself made it clear that he will be able to complete payment by the end of 2015. As we speak today, that has not happened. In fact, even with this case in question where the state attorney has written to the court and also to Mr. Woyome that indeed they will auction off this property to defray the cost as part of the first in many steps to get the 51 million cedis back. Already the lawyers from Mr. Woyome are saying that the process underway by the Lands Commission and the Attorney General is not being properly done, and in their view, it is just a booby trap. What a booby trap really is the kind of activity meant to lure an individual in to commit himself to a certain process. And so that's how they use it in this context. Fred Smith is joining me now in the studio with more on this particular story. He has a copy first of the state attorney and also from the lawyers for Alfred Agbesi Woyome. Fred, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Now, you received this letter this morning. Walk us through the details as to why they say the simple order by the state attorney cannot be carried through to the letter.
Well, Mr. Alfred Agbesi Woyome's lawyers are claiming that the subject, the building, which is a subject of dispute today, is in court. The matter is before the court. UT Bank is making claims that they own that property, and so the Attorney General is challenging that, and that matter has not been concluded. It's still in court. So Mr. Alfred Agbesi Woyome's lawyers believe that, or he himself, they believe that they should exhaust that process before any actions. If the AG would want to take any action on that particular property, they commence it. And so the letter we received, that's 2 days ago from the AG, they are saying that they will be valuing the property, and it's located here at Pehe near Kokomlemle. The valuation will be done tomorrow at 10 a.m. The Lands Commission has been notified to do this, and so they're going to do it. But the letter that was sent to Mr. Woyome, he was copied in this letter, and UT that is making the claim is not in copy, and therefore Mr. Woyome and his lawyers are contesting that, well, if you are aware that UT is making claim for that property, why don't you keep UT on copy so they are aware of what is happening, especially because they know this matter is still before the court.
So that's the claim being made here. But to all intents and purposes, for the suit and actually for the letter that was brought to us by the state attorney, did they indicate whether or not UT Bank was also laying claim to this property?
No, the state attorney did not, or the AG did not indicate that they are aware at all that the UT Bank is making claim for this particular property. And so it is only the letter sent by Mr. Woyome that raises the issue of UT making that claim, and that brings to fore the case that's before the court.
Okay, but even if they do not involve UT in all of this, did the lawyers also say in their statement how they will go ahead to respect the decision of the court in 2014 by the Supreme Court in paying up the monies they should?
No, that's not indicated in this. I'm sure there'll be a lot of drama tomorrow because the Lands Commission will be visiting the property that's at Pehe to do the valuation, and Mr. Woyome also believes, they've actually stated in the letter that it's unlawful that the AG goes behind the legal processes that's already underway to value the property in a bid to sell it off or to auction it.
Is that why they call this a booby trap?
Yeah, that's why they call it a booby trap, and I saw you try to explain what a booby trap is. We got a dictionary explanation for you. It is a trap or a device that's set up and it's intended to kill, harm or surprise a person unknowingly triggered by the presence or actions of a victim. So in relation to this,
it's more of the elements of surprise and not killing.
Exactly. So what Mr. Woyome and his lawyers are saying is that, well, you are baiting me for me to commit myself to this process. So if, for instance, tomorrow Mr. Woyome says, well, Lands Commission can come in and do the valuation, it means that they've committed themselves to the process, and any action that the AG wants to take will be deemed legal. Have
they indicated whether or not, in view of this decision by the Attorney General, they will be heading to court to seek clarity on this matter? Because much as you say there will be drama tomorrow, there's also a legal angle to this. When they say a matter is unlawful, it means they need to go through the court processes in getting the redress they want. Exactly.
Yeah, they didn't indicate in this letter that they will be going to court, except to say in the last but one paragraph that they disagree with the actions taken by the AG, and therefore they feel that they should review, they should respect the law, without saying that they will be going to court.
Interesting. In very interesting details we're getting today. What it will mean is that tomorrow, when the Lands Commission officials get to Pehe, the property in question that we brought you visuals of, there will be a standoff between the lawyers for Mr. Woyome and the Lands Commission officials, plus officials from the Attorney General's department. We'll wait and see, beyond the paperwork and the charter we're seeing, whether there will be some action on the ground tomorrow between these two parties. Fred, is there more to this?
Yes, but we're looking at the man at the center of this whole thing. We're expecting to see him at the facility today, but he wasn't present. We are told that he's traveled. We don't know if it's outside the country, but he's not available, and those around expect that he will be available tomorrow when this valuation is
happens. When you went to the house, did you get the sense that it was being occupied?
Yes, the property is still being occupied. From what I saw from outside, his aide and other staff, or those who live with him, who help him in doing his business, they were all present. They were there in the house, and they were very friendly and willingly gave information. Oh yes, this is what we've heard and this is what we know. Except that neighbors came around, a few neighbors came around, and in a friendly manner just came to say, oh, don't come and disturb our friend, our colleague.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
So lots of support from the neighbors.
Interesting details we're getting. So let's see what happens tomorrow in relation to this property, which is supposed to be auctioned as part of defraying the cost, the 51 million in question that is being chased by the state from businessman Alfred Agbesi Woyome. We'll go for a quick break at this point. When we come back, we'll delve into that matter of JUSA calling up the strike. Yes, it may be good news. It means that the wheels of justice may have resumed work. But what have we lost within the period within which they have not been at post? And what happens next to ensure that we don't see this recur in the next 2 to 3 months? Details after the break. Stay with us.